Something just for the audience. In relation to the last lift that we did, the last event that we did in August 19th, Zani, we are like us to analyze a few athletes. Huh? Who do you think was the best athlete in terms of either category?
Yeah, so there's this guy called Keter as well.
Yeah, Steve
Keter.
Steve was
oh my God,
Steve
Keter is
Keter
is fire.
Keter is fire. I was actually telling him one time, he's got a very big potential of squatting more than 300 kgs very soon.
What are you talking about? He's like...
Then his bench press is okay.
Yeah,
his deadlift is also
good.
picking up.
He's
an all-round guy. In fact, when I was in that competition, that is one guy that I was really looking up to. Like, I really wanted to know his numbers. Of course, I knew he's not going to smack
he's
but,
very good.
But he's very good.
Yeah, he's very good.
Very good.
Yeah, so I saw that, and there are a lot of other newcomers that I can't remember their names, but people really did well, and people just performed well. And then, of course, there's me.
There's you.
There's me. Yeah, I really did. Yeah, I came on. I remember that whole week I hadn't been feeling well. And like I told people, women really go through a lot. Like, you see women in this sport, it's not easy. And I remember on that day, I was on my period and I was cramping, and it was just like, it was killing me. But I was like, you know what? We're gonna go do what we can. I did not break any personal records, and but I was not. I think I was like, there was a time I felt, you know, demotivated when I missed my second bench press and the third attempt, second and third attempt, and I was like, oh no, it's gone, because I had missed my last squat attempt, and I was just like, oof, you know, like, so I was just like, no. I thought I was gonna recover from this, so I told myself, you know what, we did the best we can with what we came here with. So I told myself, you know what, I'm gonna go in get my deadlifts, all my attempts in. And that's what I did. I went in, did all my 3 attempts, and they were good. And I think leaving that place and knowing what I put, into my training and how I show up, I was just like, you know what, I did show up. And first and foremost, when people ask me who's your best, who's your best powerlifter, who's your best, I always tell people there's so many people that I look up to. But I shall tell you, my number one is always gonna be myself. It's always gonna be me. I'm always gonna come. I'm always gonna be, and it's not because I'm better than other people. It's not because I'm the best in the world. No, I'm not. But I understand what I get to do to be able to get on any podium, and the kind of work I put into my training and everything, and the consistency, that I put. Like, nothing puts me down. Like, doesn't matter how, unless it's something that is really like impacting my health and whatnot, and like maybe something else comes in the way of me training, I'm not just gonna miss training. I will not. And I take my nutrition or diet very seriously as well. I like the things that I do for myself, and I'm just like, just the way I treat myself as an athlete and as a person. And I look at powerlifting for me as something that I want to do long term for my own, benefit, for, not necessarily competing. So I tell people, if I was to be asked to choose one thing and drop the other, so like choose, powerlifting for the rest of your life, or choose competing, or drop competing, in powerlifting and keep lifting, I will choose to keep on lifting. Because I don't lift to compete. Yeah, I do not do lifting because I want to compete. It's just actually literally how I got into the sport. This is very funny, because I got into the sport not because I wanted to compete. I got into it at a point where I was struggling with my mental health. I started training in 2019 when I was going through a lot. And so I was like, you know what, let me start going to the gym. And then I was feeling very unfit. And it's so crazy because I thought I was feeling also very insecure in my body and felt like I was big, and I wasn't even big. But people were making these comments about my body, and I was feeling a bit insecure. But then I told myself, I need to understand why people's comments are making me feel the way I'm feeling, because really it can't be about the comments, it can't be about these people. It has to be, how I see myself. And so I was like, okay, I told myself, you know what, let me go to the gym, lose some weight, and then, you know, see how I feel. But then I started training. I started working out in 2019 around Feb, 2 or 3 months into working out or training. I realized actually I don't want to lose weight. And the funny thing is, I weigh more now than I weigh when I was getting into the gym, when I was even getting into powerlifting. And so I realized, no, I just, like, it wasn't even about, I didn't want to lose weight. Like, I just wanted something that can make me feel alive, feel healthy, feel fit. And so that's how I got into it. And there's a friend of mine who made a training program for me. And in 2019, that when I wanted to start doing now powerlifting, after now, you know, I've done like 2-3 months into, you know, joining the gym. And yeah, we sat down, they came up with a training program for me. And, you know, they told me, you know what, try it, just build your foundation on it and then see what can come out of it. And so that's how I started, you know, powerlifting. And I've used that model to build up on my training programs ever since. And so, yeah, so for me, you know, that's where, I don't know, yeah, so yeah, I feel like I've done so much work. And so I see myself as my own like favorite lifter as well.
Favorite lifter as well.
Yeah, I'm my own favorite lifter as well.
And just before you continue, who else in the country do you motivate you in the weightlifting sport? That doesn't have to be necessarily being strongman. It could be in powerlifting, it could be bodybuilding, CrossFit. Because for me, somebody like me, I think I really feel motivated when I see she competing. She's one of my favorites.
I know. I was gonna say she as well.
She's my best. But I usually like going to see the CrossFit competition, and she's always focused.
Yeah. I think she's among one of the people that I'm really, like I'm just in awe of, you know, and because I think they're now also doing track running.
Yeah, I think she's ventured into running.
She's now in track, like
400 meters.
I can't remember, but I think it's, I don't know, but I know she's now running. She's, you know, in athletics right now, and I'm like, you know, to be able to get into fitness and explore different disciplines, you know, as you try to figure out, you know, what you want, or, you know, like you can try anything. There's nothing to lose. In fact, there's so much to gain out of it. And so she's the kind of person who's done all those things, you know, CrossFit, and now is on the track running. And I'm like, that's incredible. And every time she, like, when you look at her and you see her, you know, how she works, the discipline, the consistency, and then, you know, all those things, you know, they culminate into, you know, her becoming a champion. She's always winning, and it's because she works for it. You know, there's that. And once again, I'm gonna say Chena as well.
Chena.
Yeah, Chena as well. I'm also gonna say, because Chena, I've seen her, you know, get into, you know, the sport. She also did strongman at some point, strongwoman she did, and I think it was the first time she did strongman, and she was #1. Like, she got the gold, and I was like, she did Missouli. I think that was her first ever.
Missouli, yeah, she was #1.
Yeah, Missouli, and then afterwards
Kamkunji,
and then now, you know, she's now focusing more on powerlifting, and she's constantly, you know, just, you know, bringing that substance to the table, you know. So that's incredible. And other people, I would say,
from the
somebody else. Yeah.
From the gents side.
From
the gents.
Wait. Let me finish. Okay. And then there's in bodybuilding as well.
Yeah.
And I see Michala Barasa. There's Muldibo. Yeah. Lucy, you know, Achara. Yeah, there's, I don't know, I see a lot of people. What's this guy's name? He's also a trainer. I forget his name, but he's in Smart Gyms. Those are bodybuilders, by the way. Achara. Iron Shafi, of course.
Yeah.
And then there's this guy who does the martial arts guys. What's his name? I think he trains at Alpha Fit. I forget his name. You know, just
he's
like
a bodybuilder.
No, martial arts. He does Muay Thai.
Do I really know the guy?
I forget his name, but yeah, he's a fighter. So there's that. I've seen the likes of Lona Obiero, who's a boxer, does boxing, does also does I think it's also martial arts. I think they do boxing, they do karate as well. You know, like there's a lot. And yeah, who else? And yeah, like I said, obviously I mentioned you.
You haven't mentioned me.
Oh, I did not mention you. Of course, there's you. That yeah, and also these are people that I get to. Like I take so much. I learn so much. There's so much I borrow from all of these people that I'm mentioning. Like even from you, the way you work, the way you train, the way you just show up and do the thing. Come there, people looking at you. They're like, "Who's this short man?" Short man goes and smokes that podium and gets the weight up. And when you look at most of the time, like your body weight, like I think when people look at you, generally when people look at, like powerlifters,
true,
they don't think that you can lift the amounts of weights that they now see you lifting on a podium. So
actually, it reminded me of something. There's a video I posted on TikTok sometimes, I think 2 weeks ago. The video when I was doing my last squat lift of 260 kgs. Yeah. Though I failed the lift, I could have lifted that lifter. I just did not want to struggle because I was expecting to fly. So the moment I started struggling, then I said, to hell.
Yeah, because sometimes...
then I saw people commenting like, oh, that body weight is so small for that weight. Then I'm like, I've ever smoked 270 kgs at 77.
Yeah, people don't know that. And also people should know that your safety is more important than any weight, than any competition. That's why I tell people, I say that, lifting is not about competing. It's something you want to do, over a long period of time for as long as you're alive. And for you to be able to do that, you have to be careful. You have to be very careful when it comes to lifting. Your safety is a priority. Do not, the ego lifting. People do this ego lifting thing and then you end up with injuries. And this is the ego lifting also mostly at like competitions. You're gonna go at a competition, try to lift weight that you know very well, is not safe for you. You end up with injuries, and it's not like you're gonna get the prize money. Even if you're gonna get the prize money, it's not even gonna be enough to help you in get into therapy and rehabilitate your injuries, your body. So I usually just like go to a competition, do your best, come out alive and safe to be able to lift again tomorrow. And it doesn't have to be at a competition. So you don't kill yourself over weights. There's always gonna be, you always have more time, more years to train, and more time for you to be able to get your PRs, so you just have to be, also be careful. You don't just compete in all competitions. You also exhaust the body. You need to be wise, you need to be very smart and know what kind of competitions do you want to take part in and what are you getting out of it. I'm not even talking about the actual event, but what are you getting out of that prep towards it?
Why do I feel like you're attacking me?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying,
But that is very true. That is very true.
Yeah, because your body cannot consistently be like in the battleground all the time. You need rest. You need to let go kidogo, tulia, and take a vacation. Go, let your body rest. The muscles are gonna be there still. You won't lose it. You will not lose your strength. You go take a break 1-2 weeks, come back. Get up again. Do the thing. Otherwise, you're gonna get stuck in this rut where you're just, you're in a plateau and nothing is happening because your body has been exhausted and you're not going beyond, what you wanna do. So yeah.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is Mukanzi, one of the best powerlifters in the country. Your Instagram handle is the African Star.
That African Star.
It sounds like a magazine, like a newspaper.
Because I'm a journalist. So
because you're a journalist.
Yeah. So I could be the newspaper. You never know. Yeah. But yeah, that's me. Yeah. What else? We're done.
It's okay. I wanted, as gents and ladies, we want to go to a sensitive topic as our last cover-up today. It's about the issue about drugs. Recently, I was watching a weightlifting documentary, and some of the weightlifting coaches were trying to argue out that now this is about weightlifting, but I want us to relate to powerlifting.
Yeah.
They were arguing that the reason why weightlifting is not doing well in the USA is because USA is so strict on testing people, and once they test people, it limits the number of people who are going to enter into the sport. And like places like China, the same argument has also been brought up recently in some WhatsApp group among the bodybuilders. Most bodybuilders are arguing out there's no need of going to test people for meets because there's an event that is coming soon. I think Mr. and something East Africa bodybuilding in Eldoret.
In Eldoret.
So it's a natural bodybuilding show they're going to test. And it seems like some people are not really taking it positively. Most guys are not taking it positively.
So people,
okay, for me, I really advocate for testing. But what is your comment in regards to testing and growth of now when you come to powerlifting?
Here's the thing. One thing I always go by is that as athletes, do not, like when you're competing, do not compare yourself to other people, because at the end of the day, like we said, you don't know what somebody is using or doing in terms of PEDs, performance enhancement drugs. That's what they call them. Yeah. So I don't know, like, you go there, you do your thing, don't compare yourself to people, whether that person wins or not. And I think it's important for testing to be there, like for people to be tested. And like I said, it makes for a level or equal competing platform. You come there, you bringing your best with no enhancements, and because sometimes I feel like when people use PEDs, especially the steroids, for instance steroids, when people who do steroids, and sometimes obviously there's a level with which they might have probably, I don't know, maybe better or more endurance than other people, or even stronger or whatever, it kind of gives them an edge, compared to people who are doing it naturally. And so I think if people want to do competitions where they're allowed to do PEDs or steroids or whatever kind that they want to take or they want to consume, then there should be a category for only people who are doing that. People who want to perform or to compete in competitions where they're not tested. It means they have something to hide. Like why can't you trust yourself enough to know that you can still perform better just as your natural self, natural body? And so I feel like testing is very important, and because then again, like I said, when we don't test people, we don't do tests, it's a breeding ground for like inequalities, like people don't, like it's unbalanced, right? Like people have an edge over others, and somebody has worked so hard to get where imagine, like, you've worked so hard and then you're coming and competing against somebody who's been popping pills or whatever, and you're there, you've done your hard work and everything, but then it looks like it's it looks like it's not like you look like oh shit, maybe I should have also been doing this. But yeah, I feel like testing is important because it really brings everybody on the same level. You all compete equally, like there's that sense of equality, and so you come there, you do your thing against somebody else who's also just naturally built their body or muscles or strength or power in that sense. So I advocate for testing.
You advocate for
testing.
testing.
So anybody who has a problem with that
should go to the meets.
Should probably even not be. Don't compete. Stay at home. If you don't want to be tested, stay at home. And if you want to compete, believe in yourself. You have what it takes. Come on, you've been training all this time. Surely it cannot, like, steroids cannot be the only thing that can make you perform well, right?
Yeah.
And so I think, yes, people should be tested. Okay. And I don't think testing takes away from the sport. Actually, I think it actually will keep people who are actually really, really passionate and real
about the sport,
in the sport. It will take out the, how they say, separate the chaff from the, yes, like
that one. Yeah.
Yes, so it will, like, anybody who's really serious about being an athlete in any sport will stay. will do what they need to do to be able to compete and be able to compete against people who are, you're just building yourself naturally. So I don't think there's a problem with that. So
okay, that African star. Now, lastly, I'd like to know one last concern. For me, I think one of my dreams as a person, one day while out of powerlifting, is to come up with a powerlifting museum, whereby you can come there and see some artifacts of. There's a picture of Mukanzi. There's some videos of you doing some lifts. You see, that is something that I usually look up to, as opposed to just going to, the only museums for Kinato Mboya, the other guys. What do you think if we find you 50 years from now, you'll have done in powerlifting?
Listen, big man, listen, I got plans. I think one of the things I want to do is, I really, really hope that life, the universe, and, my ancestors and the gods of my ancestors will bless me with a life that's long enough to see me invest in the sport, in powerlifting, in a sense that I want to be able to create a space that can nurture young powerlifters, female women who want to get into the sport, but they do not have a place to go to, they do not have the means to access it, they do not have, they cannot afford a gym membership, because people do want to do these things, but they do not have the, financial capacity to be able to do it, and so I want to be able to have a facility in future. I really, that's something I really want to do, be able to have a facility where young girls, can come, start training from as early as 10, years old, or even younger, because that's, you don't have to be 20 or, 20 or after high school or whatever for you to get into powerlifting. So I want to be able to really, really build a legacy that, I don't know, I want, the young and upcoming powerlifters to be able to have it better than we do. We keep saying, something needs to change, and I think we are the ones who should make that change. We're the ones we've been waiting for, so we should. So I think one of my plans will be to maybe have a gym, and hopefully have access to trainers, be able to have access to trainers and coaches who are very well versed in powerlifting and in what it takes to build great powerlifters. And these people, I would want them to work with the young girls and young women who want to, to compete in the sport, or to just, you don't even have to want to compete for you to be part of the movement or, the facility. So I want to have a facility where women can just come and, lift for fun and go home and do your thing. Or if you have dreams and you want to be on a podium, an international podium, you get to, we get to build that kind of community where it's actually something, and people look at it as something that's actually, that you can call, your space, your home, your community. So I want to build that community of lifters from as early as, like I said, 10 years old, we're way younger, all the way up. Yeah. So that's what I want to do.
Okay, thank you for that. All the best in your dreams. We are hoping you're not going to be carried away by dancing salsa, because I know you can dance salsa for the next 70 years. But anything else that you have for your viewers over there?
Yeah. What do I have? Okay. So I would say that anybody who wants. So people are always asking me, on Instagram, for instance, because I post a lot of my training sessions or workouts on Instagram, and people always asking me, how can I do this? How can I get here? The only way to get anywhere is for you to start, to make that step. And then when you do, you have to be consistent. And with the consistency, it means you have to stick to a program. Like I said, stick to a program, work through it. If you don't know what to do, there are trainers in the gym who can help you, or befriend other lifters, whether it's a CrossFit person, strongman, strong woman, athletes, power lifters, talk to them. And I lifters are one, even weightlifters actually, weightlifting as well. I forgot to mention that, weightlifting. And I also forgot to tell you that one of my favorite weightlifters also is, weightlifting athlete is Winnie Langat.
Oh, Winnie Langat.
Winnie Langat,
Yeah.
yes, Winnie Langat is also one of my favorite, and really, because of I've worked with her before. She's trained me before. There's a time I tried weightlifting, and she was a very, very good coach. She really, and I used to watch how she was working. It was, yeah, very, very stellar. Yeah. So, anyway, yeah, get into it. Befriend people. If you don't have access to a gym, start from home. You know, usual body weight workouts. You have the internet, Google, you know, YouTube. There's so much you can use to be able to, you know, to start anything. So I think, yeah, I would say just start with whatever you have, you know, and you get there, you know. Just keep doing it, you know.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think we've come to an end of our interview with that African star, Msanga Mukanzi. I'm going to post her Instagram handle down there. Is it down there? Because you're a journalist.
Yes, Palicini.
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 I'm going to post her Instagram handle, Palicini. This is the story of a champion. Please remember to share,
and tag us, comment, subscribe, and tell us what you want to see more. You know, who else you want? Yeah, who who you want to see next? Or, you know, let us know what you want to see. You know, yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Bye.